Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title, we have another story time. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to check out the rest of the content, and if you like the content, be sure to subscribe. This is a continuation story time, so I am going to leave the first story time in the description box down below, and y'all go ahead and check that out. And then when y'all check that out, come back and watch this story time. If you do not do that, you're gonna be very confused watching this story time. I don't know, I'm trying to tell y'all the story time, but it's giving Marilyn Monroe. It's giving the black version of Marilyn Monroe. Like, I don't know, like this blonde is just eating along with this outfit. Like, I don't know, the titties are out, you feel me? Like, the makeup is cute. Like, it's gonna be a good day today, you feel me? So let's get straight into it. So boom. So for starters, guys, thank you so freaking much. All I did was tell you guys that you guys had to get the video to 2.5k likes in order for me to give you guys a part 2. I recently checked the likes on that last story time, and it's almost at 3,000 likes. So I would like to say thank you guys so freaking much for getting that video to 3,000 likes. And also, if you guys forget, be sure to also thumbs up this video. It will also help me a lot. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, I was like, when I seen that video get to 2.5k, over 2.5k likes, I was like, nah, I gotta hurry up and get them this story time, because they did what they were supposed to do. So now I need to do what I'm supposed to do. So boom. If you guys last remember me talking about the situation, then you guys remember that they ended up calling our parents, and we ended up having to get suspended for, I got suspended for a week. That girl only got suspended for like 3 days. And their reasoning to my mom was that, like, I tried to fight her, so they felt that I should have gotten more days because I tried to fight her or whatnot. And I'm just looking like, I tried to fight her because the bitch lied on me. That's why I tried to fight her. But I guess I digress, right? So I end up getting home, and my mom, she's asking me, she's like, what happened? And I end up telling her what happened. And my mom, she's just irritated because at this point, she's just like, at the end of the day, you should have never been playing with the fire alarm. Like, regardless whether she hit your hand or not, like, your hand should have never been there. And that's just basically what everybody was telling me or whatnot. And I just told my mom, though, I'm like, she's the one who did it, though. Like, I'm not the one who pulled it, because my mom kept asking. She's like, are you sure you didn't pull it? I'm looking at her like, look, I usually lie, but I ain't lying about this one. I'm not the one who pulled that fire alarm. What makes you think that I want to be away from my bae, from my boo, for a whole week, right? Like, what makes you think that I want to be away from my nigga for a whole freaking week? I ended up getting on Facebook, and I ended up messaging my nigga, and I basically just told him, hey, I got suspended. And I told him, I didn't tell him like the full story of what happened, because I didn't really feel like it. But I just told him, like, I got suspended from the club for a week, so you're not gonna see me for a week in case you're looking for me, this is and that. Like, I was just giving him the rundown, and he basically just replied back to me. He was like, damn, okay, like, I'll be checking up on you on here. And I was like, okay, bet. I don't know if we said bet around that time, but I basically was just like, all right, let's go back. Because remember, when I was telling you guys the story time, I was telling you guys how, what is the girl's name? I think the girl's name was Lucinda. So Lucinda, to refresh you guys' memory, Lucinda is the girl, the sister of my boyfriend. So Lucinda, she I remember I paused that story time to tell you guys about how Camry and I became friends and how all that shit happened, right? So let's go back. Let's backtrack. Before that situation with the fire alarm happened, Linda will always give me pictures of her brother. Like, she just started doing that. And honestly, y'all, bitch, I was happy. Like, I used to love when she would give me pictures. She used to give me baby pictures of him. She just gave me a lot of pictures. She used to give me their family portraits. She used to just give me pictures, and she used to be like, yeah, you can have them, you can have them. And I'm like, does this nigga know that you doing that? And she's like, yeah, he know. He be laughing whenever I tell her. I guess she would tell him like, oh, I'm gonna give these pictures, like these baby pictures, to your girlfriend. And he'll be like, yeah, you can give it to her. Bitch, you would have thought that I got pregnant at a young age. Why the hell did I have a whole collage of this nigga, different pictures of this nigga from when he was a baby? Like, I'm talking about an infant, from when he was in 2nd grade. Like, I had so many pictures of this boy. I had pictures of this nigga when he played football, because he used to play football at one point in time. Bitch, I didn't have, bitch, you would have thought I had a fucking estranged son at this point. So I just used to collect pictures from her here and there of this boy here and there, and she just used to let me do it. And I used to talk to him about it, and I used to be like, you know, I got your baby pictures. And he used to be like, I know, Lucinda keep taking them to you or whatnot. And I just used to stare at them pictures. So that was one thing that I was happy about when I got suspended. I was like, oh, thank God I have these pictures so I could, like, you know, look at my nigga and just, you know, just be happy, like, to look at my nigga or whatnot. So, you know, throughout the week, my mom, everybody that went to work, my mom went to work, my dad went to work, and my brother, he was in, I don't know if he was either in school or daycare. So I was literally the only person at home at this time. And my mom, she was just on some, like, you know, just clean up. And it was summertime. There was no work, there was no school or nothing like that. So she was just on some, just clean up, make sure the house is clean, and you know, that's just pretty much it. Like, that was just her MO. Like, just make sure the house is clean, right? Throughout the day, when I would wake up in the morning, bitch, I would go, bitch, I would go to the living room, bitch, I'll turn on the TV, bitch, I watch TV. My mom used to come home around 5, 6, bitch, around 4:30, bitch, that's when I would go, I would wash the dishes, I would, you know, just tidy up a little bit, and, you know, like, just do my own thing, and then, you know, she would come home, right? The week that I was getting suspended, even though I missed my nigga, it wasn't, the suspension wasn't that bad. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Like, the suspension was not that bad. Like, I was able to, like, you know, sit around, you know, watch TV. I had the house to myself. Like, it was a chill, like, it was a chill break or whatnot. And throughout the week, me and him were messaging each other on Facebook. We would text each other here and there. Like, he would just check up on me. Like, it was, like I said, y'all, I don't even count this boy as my boyfriend. Like, if I ever get asked, like, oh, how many boyfriends do you have? And let's say I had 4 with him included, bitch, I would just say 3, because that was such a I don't count middle school relationships, but for the sake of this story time, I'm gonna count it. So, you know, throughout the week, my boyfriend, he would check up on me, like, you know, just to see how I was doing. He would message me like, are you good? And I'm like, yeah. He'll just ask me like, oh, what did you do today? And it would just be like normal shit, like, oh, I just did this, I just did that, I just did this and that, like normal kitty shit. Bitch, we was in middle school, there was not much that I could even do. And, you know, we would just have little conversations, and then I would tell him how much I miss him and stuff like that. And it was just very kitty like when I say our relationship was very kitty like, we never spoke about sex with each other. We never even talked sexually. I think I only kissed him once. Like, nothing was sexual with me and this guy. Like, me and this guy was very, like, it kind of felt like a platonic friendship, if you ask me. But yeah, keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind. So I'm gonna say, let's say, like, I don't know when my suspension started, but let's just say that my suspension started on a Monday and then it ended on a Friday, and I got to come back on a Monday, right? I'm gonna say around Thursday was when everything went down. Lord. So on this beautiful Thursday, your girl was just, no, it wasn't on Thursday, it was on Friday, y'all. It was on Friday that this situation happened. So it was the last day of my suspension, meaning that Monday I would have been going right back to the Boys and Girls Club, right? That day. And you know, I woke up in the morning, my mom's like, okay, make sure that you have the house clean by the time we get home. So I woke up in the morning, I was watching TV. I used to have like this little journal that I used to take everywhere with me. I don't want to call it a diary, because I had a separate diary on the side that had a lock in it that nobody could get in. Because my mom, when I was young, she used to go through my room and be like looking at my diary and reading my shit. So when we had a fair one time at my school, I ended up getting a diary that you can, like, you needed a key to go in. So I did have a diary on the side, but I also had like this journal that I just used to write things in. And y'all, around this time I was obsessed. Like, when I say obsessed, y'all, I was obsessed with Lil Wayne. Like, when I tell you, I thought me and Lil Wayne was gonna go together real bad. Like, I was obsessed with Lil Wayne, y'all. So I used to just have like drawings of him, because y'all know, if you guys watch my channel, then you guys know I know how to draw. So I used to draw Lil Wayne. Like, I think I even have the journal. If I find it, I might put it in the video. If not, I'm sorry, y'all, I might not feel like going to look for it. But like, I had a drawing like of Lil Wayne, and it looked just like Lil Wayne. I used to write his lyrics in my journal, and I just used to write other things, like, you know, if, let's say, I don't remember, I don't even think that I gave my boyfriend a name, but we just gonna call him my boyfriend. I don't feel like giving him a name. But like, yeah, let's say me and my boyfriend kissed. I would write in the journal, today me and my boyfriend kissed, and I felt like this and I felt like that. I just wrote like mild shit in the journal. But when I wanted to write some real tea, like some TT, bitch, I used to go get my journal that you have to put a key into a lock, you feel me? Because my mom was very nosy. And looking back at it, I don't blame her, because I was just not a good child. I wasn't a good child. I did a lot. Y'all. I did a lot. I was just always like on my ass, right? Friday came along. I'm over here. I'm watching TV. Bitch, I used to love watching Steve Wilkos. Bitch, I used to like watching Maury. Bitch, I used to like watching Jerry. Bitch, I was like, I used to like watching all of that. Like when I say all of that, bitch, I used to be yelling, "You are not the father." Like, bitch, I used to like watching everything, right? So that day I'm just sitting on the couch as usual, watching TV, chilling and everything. I got my journal with me, and then I started keeping my boyfriend's pictures, like all those pictures that Lucinda gave me. I started keeping them in the journal, like just keeping them in the journal or whatnot. And then so at the back of his pictures, I was writing things on all of them. His baby pictures, at the back of it, I was writing, "He was such a cute baby." And then at like his football pictures, I was like, "He's so athletic." Bitch, I was crazy, y'all. And I don't want nobody in the comment section to ask me why I was doing this, because I was in middle school, y'all. Like, don't nobody ask me why I was doing this lame, cringy ass shit. I was in middle school. I didn't know no better, and I don't know. I was obsessed with that boy. Like, when I say obsessed. And then I would write things like, "I like him so much." And then on one of the pictures where he looked so good, which looking back at it, that boy was not cute, but in my little head around that time, he looked so freaking fine to me. I wrote, "I cannot wait to fuck him. I want to fuck him so badly." So on all the pictures I wrote something, but on that picture I wrote, like, that was the most craziest thing that I had wrote out of everything else. Everything else was just normal shit, like, "Oh, he's so athletic, he was a cute baby, he's handsome." But on that one I wrote, "I can't wait to fuck him. I'm gonna fuck him so good." Something along those lines I wrote, right? So I went and I put the pictures in my journal, right? Now this day, my mom used to come home at like 5-6 o'clock, but I don't know what. This day she came home early. Like, she came home way earlier than usual. So when she had pulled in, I'm like, damn, because I had not cleaned up all day. Like, y'all, legit, I was just sitting on the couch watching TV all day, eating food. Bitch, I was having the time of my life. Like, I wasn't doing nothing to what she told me to do. Like, I was just watching TV, eating food. I did not clean up. There were so many dishes in the sink that day. The living room wasn't clean. The kitchen wasn't clean. Nothing was clean, y'all. So when I seen her car come through the garage, I'm like, oh shit, because it was like 3 o'clock and her car had pulled in. Bitch, I did not know this. I guess I knew this now after that moment, but I did not know that my mom got off of work early on Fridays. I didn't know that. So when I seen her car, I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm in trouble type shit, because she told me straight up, she's like, if I come home and she's like, and the dishes ain't washed and the house not clean, she was like, I'm gonna kick you, I'm gonna just take you personally out of the program and I'm gonna put you in daycare because you obviously not responsible, right? So I was like, damn, I'm in trouble. Like, that's just the only thing that was on my mind. So she ends up coming in, and I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys as parents, but one thing about African parents is, bitch, when they on the phone, bitch, you could get away with murder in front of them when they on the phone. So when she came in, she was on the phone. So I was a little bit like, okay, good. Like, I'm not, like, you know, I'm good. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Because one thing about my mom, when my mom was on the phone, whoever the hell that she was talking to on the other line was way more important than her disciplining me. Like, if I did some weird ass shit when she was on the phone, bitch, she didn't forgot about all the weird shit that I did. Like, she would forget, right? So when she came through the door, like, she was on the phone and she was talking to one of her friends and she was laughing and shit, and, you know, she was just talking and stuff, and I was like, oh, I told her straight up, I'm like, oh, I forgot to wash the dishes. And I don't know about y'all, but I used to get away with murder when my mom would be on the phone. Like, if I wanted to do something, I would wait till she get on that damn phone. Bitch, I used to wait for her to call her friend, and I'll be like, can I go to my friend's house? And she'll be like also like, yeah, get away. But if she wasn't on the phone, she'll be like, hell no, you can't go to your friend's house. So she just did not, she never used to care when she would be on the phone. So I told her, I'm like, oh, I forgot to wash the dishes. And so she's like, oh, go wash it, like, go wash it. So I knew, I was like, okay, good, like, everything's green, everything's cool. school, right? So she ends up sitting on the couch. She ends up sitting on the couch that where I was sitting at. And at this time, 106 and Park is playing. Like, I remember this day so vividly, y'all. And this is when 106 and Park was bumping. If you guys remember them 106 and Park days, then you guys just know, like, this is like one of them nostalgic moments that I would never forget, right? I'm in the kitchen and I'm you know, washing the dishes. Mind you, the way my old house was set up, like the kitchen, like, you know, a lot of new houses, the kitchen is in the living room. The living room is in the kitchen. The way my old house was set up wasn't like that. Like, the kitchen was like in a whole different part. Like, it was like it wasn't in the living room. Like, you had to walk into doors to go inside the kitchen, right? So if I'm in the kitchen, you cannot see nothing in the living room. And if you are in the living room, you cannot see nothing that is in the kitchen, basically. So I'm in the kitchen and I'm washing the dishes. It was a lot of dishes to wash that day. And then on top of that, the kitchen was dirty itself. So I had to wash the dishes and clean up the kitchen and mop the floor, right? So I'm washing the dishes and stuff like that. She's on the phone. She yelling. She sounded like Ursula or whatnot. And all of a sudden, I just hear boom, boom. And I hear like, just like a whole bunch of shit fall on the ground. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what fell on the ground? So, you know, your immediate response is to come out of the kitchen and see what, like, you know, what fell, like, see if she good. Because it was a lot. Like, it was a loud noise. It was like, boom, boom, like a whole bunch of things rummaging everywhere. And she got silent. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what fell on the ground? So I come out the kitchen and I see that, mind you, y'all gotta understand, I still got my journal. I still have my journal on the dining table. I left my journal on the dining table, completely forgot that I had this boy in my journal. And then on top of that, I was not allowed to date back then. Let's keep that in mind. I was not allowed to date back then. I was young. My mom did not allow me to date back then. So keep that in mind, right? At this point, my journal then fell on the ground. The remotes and everything on the dining table then fell on the ground. I guess my mom got up too fast when she was on the phone with her friend and she knocked everything off the dining table. So at this point, she's like picking stuff up and stuff like that. And I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And she tells her friend, she's like, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. So she ends up putting her phone on the side and she's picking everything up. Why did that boy's pictures all fell out on the ground? Y'all already know where this story time is going. Y'all, if you guys, y'all already know where this y'all already know where this story time is going. Y'all already know. So y'all, it's crazy because it's like we both made the connection at the same time. Like, when the pictures fell on the ground, I was like, and then she was like, she looked at the pictures and then she looked up at me. It's like we did it at the same time. Like, we both looked at the pictures. I looked like this. I was like, and she looked at the pictures like, and then we both just looked up at each other at the same time. Like, I looked up at her, I was like, and she was like, then she grabbed the phone. Bitch, I knew it was over. When she grabbed that phone, bitch, I knew, bitch, you know it's going down. Bitch, I knew it was over. She told her friend, she said, hey, let me call you back. Bitch, in my head, I'm like, no, y'all need to talk. Y'all need to gist. Y'all need to, yeah. Y'all need to, yeah. Yeah, y'all need to talk. Like, you don't gotta call her back. She good. Like, continue talking. So at this point, I'm like, so the friend like, are you okay? Because the friend kind of like heard the tone in my mom's voice. And she's like, I'm good. I'm gonna call you back. And the friend's like, oh, okay. All right, bet. So the friend hang up. At this rate, my mom's like, who is this? Bitch, I'm trembling. Like, when I tell you guys I'm trembling, I'm like, hey, bitch, I sound like a monkey. Bitch, I'm in the living room. So she's like, who is this? So I'm like, oh, it's nothing, bitch. I start rushing over there trying to grab. Mind you, she's right next to the photos. I'm not. Like, I'm still near the kitchen entrance. So she was able to grab the pictures way before me because I ran over there to try to grab the pictures. And like, she ends up like grabbing them like really fast off the ground. And she's just looking and she's like, who is this? So I'm like, I don't know. Bitch, I'm lying. I don't know. Bitch, I don't know who the fuck that is. So I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, I ain't never seen this person a day in my life. Like, I don't know.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
So she's like, okay, so then why do you have these pictures? Who is this? Like, it's just a battle of her continuously asking me, who is this? And me continuously saying, I don't know. Now, when the pictures dropped, some of the pictures flipped on the other side. So she was able to read the stuff that I was writing about this boy. Mom's just reading things. She's like, he's so handsome. Like, she's reading it out loud, y'all. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And while she's reading it out loud, I'm trying to take them. I'm like, no, you can just take them. Those aren't, like, I start coming up with lies now at this point. Not really so much lies, but lies in a way. Because I start telling her, that's my friend's brother. She gave me his pictures. That's my friend's brother. She gave me his pictures. And she's like, but you said you didn't know him. And I'm like, oh no, like, I'm just gonna take them. I forgot to give it back to her. She's like, but you're writing things on the back of the pictures though. She's clocking everything. And I'm just trying to take the pictures, and she's like, but, and I'm like, damn, just give me the damn pictures. Damn. At this point, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm in trouble type shit. She's reading them out loud. She's like, he is so handsome. Then she reads the one where I said I want to fuck him, that I'm gonna fuck him. And when I tell you, my mom turns into Dragon Ball Z. Bitch, my mom, I don't even know, like, I just knew. I just freaking knew. That moment that I was in trouble. I freaking knew in that moment that it was all over. I just knew. I knew. And when I tell you, my mom's eyes got so big, y'all. Her eyes got so freaking big. And I was just looking at her, and she was like, who is this? Like, she just kept asking, who is this? Like, who is this boy type shit. And so I'm like, I just start crying, y'all. I just start crying. I'm like, oh, I don't even know him. I was like, who is this? Like, she starts getting louder, y'all. Like, I was like, I don't even know him. And she was like, you don't know him, but you want to fuck him? You want to fuck him? Bitch, why I start lying? I'm like, I didn't even write that. Bitch, I'm lying as if my mom don't know my handwriting. And my handwriting is like very unique, even to this day. Like, I write very like big and bubbly-ish, and I kind of like write all my words together. And I've been like that since I was a kid. Like, my handwriting has always been very unique. So my mom's like, this is your handwriting. What do you mean that you didn't write that? I'm like, I didn't write that. Like, bitch, I'm crying. So I look guilty as fuck, y'all. She's like, you wrote that. You wrote that. Like, she's screaming at me. She's like, you fucking wrote that. You wrote that. So then she starts opening my journal, and she starts looking at like the things that I wrote in the journal. And the things that I wrote in the journal were not as bad, but they were still like, the things I wrote in the journal basically let her know who that boy was, because I was writing about him. She was like, your boyfriend? Your boyfriend? She was like, you do not. She was screaming, y'all. Like, she was like, you are not allowed to have boyfriends in this house. You are not allowed to have boyfriends in this house. Da da da. Like, she's just going off, y'all. Bitch, when I tell you I am crying, mind you, like, she's just going off on me. She ends up like throwing the journal across the room and stuff like that. And she's like, you want to fuck him? So you're having sex now? You're having sex now? And I'm like, no, bitch. Y'all, this story time is so freaking like I think of this story time every once in a while, like it throughout my life, and I cringe. Like, this story time makes me cringe. So she's like, oh, so you're having sex now, huh? Like, you're having sex now. And I'm like, no. So she's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. She's like, because what the hell do you? She's like, oh yeah, you having sex. She said, and even at the very least, she said, even if you're not having sex, you're trying to have sex. You're trying to have sex. And I'm like, no. Bitch, I am crying, y'all. Like, when I tell y'all I am crying, I am crying. I am crying, y'all. You want to have sex in my house, huh? That's what you trying to do, huh? You trying to fuck in my house. She said, first of all, you're not supposed to even have a boyfriend at this age. I told you, you are not allowed to have a boyfriend at this age. Second of all, you having a boyfriend at this age and you trying to have sex in my house? She was like, don't worry. Stay right there. I got something for you. Bitch, no! But when I tell you I started tripping, y'all, when she said I got something for you, mind you, she started walking to her room. So y'all already know where this story is going. Y'all already know it. So bitch, while she's walking to her room, I'm over there trying to walk with her. Why? I don't know. I should have just stayed my ass in the living room and just got what I was gonna get. But I'm walking and I'm trying to tap her. I'm over here like, mommy. I'm over here tapping her on the back of her shoulder. She like, girl, move. Like, she yanking her shoulder and shit. She like, I told you to stay there. I told you to stay there. Like, she going off on me, y'all. And I'm like, that's not what I meant. And she's like, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. Like, she's just going off, right? So she ends up going to her closet, y'all. This lady grabbed the biggest belt. Bitch, I ain't never seen a belt bigger than this belt till this very day. Bitch, I don't even know why my mom even bought a belt like this. Bitch, I don't know whether my mom bought a belt like this to whoop me or to wear it. But she done grabbed the biggest belt that I had ever seen in her closet, and she started whooping me, y'all. When I say she whooped me, y'all, she beat the fuck out of me. And she was just like yelling, talking about you're trying to have sex. You're trying to have sex. And y'all, every time I tell like my mom's story times, y'all always be like, oh my god, your mom did a lot, your mom did a lot. And I ain't gonna lie, she did do a lot. But what you guys need to understand is that, baby, I was raised by African parents, okay? And all my African people that are watching this video will testify to you in the comment section down below. African parents get down, they don't play. Like, this is not like, this ain't no like this ain't a fire drill, nigga. This the real thing type shit, you know. Don't put it to the yeah, because this is a fire drill. Yeah. All right, let me stop. But yeah, this ain't no fire drill, nigga. They get down, they don't play type shit. So yeah, she was on my ass like white on rice. So she just started beating the fuck out of me, y'all. Like, I'm talking about she whooping me. She yelling, you want to fuck? You trying to fuck? Da da da. Like, she like, where'd you even learn that from? Da da da. Like, my mom just going in on me, right? And I'm just crying, bitch. I'm like, bitch, I'm just crying, right? So my dad ends up coming home while my mom is whooping me, and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? So I'm like, oh lordy, I don't want him to get involved. I knew he was gonna eventually get involved, but I just did not feel like hearing from him. So my mom ends up like telling him what happened. My mom's like, she has pictures of a boy, she has a boyfriend. And my dad's like, a boyfriend? And she's like, yeah, and she's trying to have sex with him. She's trying to have sex with him. She put on one of her pictures that she can't wait to have sex with him. And my dad's like, what? He's screaming. And she's like, yeah. So she goes back to whooping me, y'all. And my dad's like, yeah, whoop her, she's bad, whoop her. I'm like, bitch, just go to your room. Like, y'all, when I tell you I got whooped, baby, that's one of the worst whoopings that I ever got in my life. So my mom's basically just telling me how I'm never going back to the club again. Bitch, when she told me that, bitch, I cried harder than when she whooped me. She was like, you're never going to that club again. Never. Bitch, I said, I don't get to see my nigga. Bitch, I started crying. And I guess that made her mad that I started crying, because I guess she knew that I was crying because I didn't get to see that boy no more. So she's like, oh, you're crying over him? You're crying? And she's just like, yeah, you're not going there no more. She's like taunting me at this point, y'all. She's like, you're not going there. She was like, so you better cry over him. She said, you better cry over him. And then she starts like putting the pictures in front of my face. She's like, you see him? Do you see him? She's like, yeah, take a look at this boy, because you're never gonna see these pictures again. You're never gonna see these pictures again, because I'm keeping them, since you want to fuck him so badly. You don't even know what the hell that is, and you trying to do it. Like, she's just like, y'all, when I tell you she's going in on me, like, she's just going in. So my mom ends up calling the Boys and Girls Club and telling them that I ain't coming back there no more. That that's it. Like, she basically told the lady that she was friends with that she decided that she wants to unenroll me from the club, that she does not want me going back there no more. Bitch, while she's telling the lady that on the phone, bitch, I'm crying even more. Bitch, I'm and then my mom gets off the phone and she's like, yeah, you're grounded. Like, you're grounded for the rest of the summer. She was like, you're going back to daycare. She was like, you are grounded. She ends up taking my laptop, ends up taking just like all my shit. She ends up taking my diaries. She even took the diary that I locked, and she was trying to get me to unlock it. I'm like, I don't know where the key went. She like, girl, she knew I was lying, but bitch, I didn't care. I was not. But if my mom was mad about what I wrote in that little journal, oh, she would have killed me with them diaries. Like, bitch, I was on tomfoolery in them diaries. Like, it was in no way, shape, or form that I was gonna give her the key to those diaries. Like, I just wasn't. So she's like, where's the key to the diaries? I'm like, I don't know where they at. Bitch, I didn't store the key in a place that she couldn't find it. She started going through my room looking for it, but she ain't find it. Bitch, I hid that key well. So she ends up taking my diary, she ends up taking the journals, and she ends up taking the portraits, and then she ends up calling the daycare. Bitch, I'm when I tell you I'm so angry This lady is calling the daycare on me in middle school. She ends up calling the daycare, and your girl ends up going to daycare for the rest of the summer. Now, thank the Lord, around the time that this whole situation happened, the summertime was like coming to an end. So I didn't really stay in daycare for that long, but I was still very upset that I had to go to daycare. And yeah, y'all, I just started going to daycare again. Now, eventually, like, I'm gonna say like a week later, she gave me back my laptop. End up like getting on Facebook. Like, that's the first thing that I wanted to get on so I could go message the boy. And I get on Facebook and I see that he texted me and he's like, hey, where have you been? And then I end up seeing that his sister messaged me on Facebook too and was like, hey Irene, like, what happened to you type shit. And I just end up telling her what happened. And she's like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, I ended up talking to her first before him. And I'm like, yeah, all those pictures you gave me, my mom ended up finding out about it and I got in trouble. Like, I'm just giving her the rundown on what happened. She's like, oh my God. And she's like, girl, why the fuck would you write that you want to fuck him on the back of the, like, on the back of the photos? Like, why would you write that? And I'm just like, girl, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, my little small peewee brain, bitch, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Don't ask me that. The fuck? So I'm like, girl, I don't know. And she's like, oh my God, like, we're just talking about it. And he ends up asking me what happened. I don't feel like telling him what happened, in all honesty, because I don't want this boy to think that I am crazy. Because why the fuck am I writing on the back of his baby pictures how handsome and cute he is? That is so weird. So I end up telling my friend Lucinda not to tell him. To this day, I do not know whether she told him or not, but she told me that she wasn't gonna tell him. But I end up just telling him that my mom didn't want me to go to the club anymore, and she ended up grounding me, and she ended up taking all my electronics and stuff. Sorry y'all, it is so freaking hot, so I'm sorry. Sorry y'all, the story time is almost done, but it is so freaking hot, so I gotta have this fan in front of my face. But it's like 82 degrees in my room right now. So she ends up like taking all my electronics, and I just told him that I'm like, yeah, my mom took everything. Like, she took everything from me, so there was no way that I could message you or anything like that. I just now got my electronics back. And he's just like, oh, okay, like, makes sense. He said, because I was asking my sister where were you and stuff like that, and I was even messaging you asking you where were you, but I seen that you weren't active on Facebook. Y'all know, if y'all on Facebook, y'all know it tells when you're active. And he was like, I could see that your status was not active. I thought something happened to you. We were worried about you or whatnot. And then I was like, yeah, like, I'm good. My mom just don't want me there no more. And he's like, oh, okay. She ain't never talked to me again. When I tell you I was pissed, y'all, I'm like, bitch, I got a whooping for you? This nigga never messaged me again. Like, when I say never, this boy never messaged me again. Now, granted, I never messaged him again either after that, because I was traumatized. I was traumatized by the whole situation. I was just so traumatized. So it's not like I messaged him and then he ignored me. I just never messaged him either. But the fact that this boy never messaged me again was just like, I don't know. To me, it just felt like I did all this for nothing. And granted, I don't think the boy knew why I really stopped going there, unless Lucinda told him. Which Lucinda told me that she wasn't going to tell him. And y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Do y'all think Lucinda told him? Because I do think that Lucinda ended up telling him what happened or whatnot. I mean, that's her brother. So I do think Lucinda ended up telling him why I really couldn't come no more. But he never messaged me again, y'all. Like, he never checked on me again. He never did nothing again. I think the most he did was when throughout the school year, I used to post pictures on Facebook. He would like the pictures. That's about it. He just never messaged me again. So technically, till this day, me and him are still low-key dating, because never called anything off. Like, we never called anything off. He never broke up with me. I never broke up with him. We just never messaged each other again. So when people ask me if I'm single, bitch, I should probably say no, because I'm still dating that boy from middle school. Like, this boy disappeared. And then one day in high school, I just went to go search up, and me and Lucinda, we texted back and forth. She used to message me back and forth, but then we just kind of fell off, because our friendship was really like a boys and girls club type of friendship. We didn't have like a real friendship. And like I told you guys in the last story time, me and her kind of fell off before the situation with the alarm and everything kind of happened. Like, me and her kind of fell off, so we didn't really have a secure friendship per se. So We messaged each other a couple of times, but eventually we just kind of like drifted apart or whatnot. And then in high school, I went and checked his Facebook one day and I found out that he had a girlfriend. And when I checked his Facebook, I was just looking like, this boy is ugly as fuck. Like, and mind you, I hadn't checked his Facebook in years because I stopped using Facebook at the ending of 9th grade. Like when I got to 10th grade, I stopped using Facebook. That's like when Facebook was dying down. That was like 2013, 2012-ish. That's when Facebook was like going downhill. Stop using Facebook. And then when I was like in high school, when I was like in 12th grade, I went and checked his Facebook one day just being nosy. I was on Facebook for something else, but I just was like, let me check this boy's Facebook. I haven't seen this boy since like middle school, right? So I checked his Facebook, and in all honesty, I deadass was looking like, what the fuck was I thinking getting a whooping over this boy? This boy is ugly as fuck, y'all. And I do not mean to talk about nobody's children. I do not mean to talk shit about nobody, but this boy, let me not say he's ugly. That is so rude. This boy was not cute. This boy was just not it. Like I looked at him and I said, not it, bitch. That nigga was not cute. Like, I deadass was thinking to myself, I got a whooping. I got kicked out of this school because of this. Like, I got my whole summer messed up. Had to go to daycare because of this. I got grounded because of this. Like, it just was, it was a very shocking moment. And I don't know what my eyes were seeing in middle school, but yeah. So I just was looking like, oh my God. Then I found out he had a girlfriend. And the girl, she was decent. She wasn't ugly. She was just decent. And then I checked his Facebook about a year later, and I found out that he was a pappy. This nigga had a whole baby. He had a baby, and I was just like, oh wow, like we're growing up for real, for real. And that was that. Every now and then, my mom brings up that story time. My mom says that she still has the pictures to this day. She said she still has the pictures to this day. And I don't want to see it. Like, she be like, do you want to see the pictures? I'm like, no, like, I don't want to see the pictures. And she thinks this is such a funny moment. And she's like, do you remember when you was trying to have sex in middle school? And I'm like, mommy, can you stop bringing that damn story time up? Like, that wasn't a good moment in my life. Like, that was a terrible ass moment in my life. And she brings it up every now and then, and she laugh about it. I was about to say we laugh about it, but bitch, I don't find that shit funny to this day. But she brings it up and she laughs about it. And then it's so funny because my mom brought it up, I think about a couple of years ago. She brought it up and she was like, can I ask you a question? And I was like, yeah, what? And she's like, what was up with your taste? Because that nigga was ugly. And we just both bursted out laughing. Like, me and my mom, we laugh about it now, but bitch, back then that shit wasn't funny. That shit was not funny. And as far as the Camry girl is concerned, Lucinda ended up telling me that she came back to the Boys and Girls Club and was basically telling people that I'm the one who pulled the fire alarm, and that's the reason why I never came back. And I'm just like, bitch, you're a liar. Like, you're a fucking liar. Like, I was so angry, y'all, but I just feel like with everything that happened, I just was over it. Like, I didn't even want to go back at that point. I was just so over it. I was so over the situation. I just wanted to put that behind me. I just was so over it. So yes, Camry was going around telling people that I was the one who pulled the fire alarm. That's the reason why I never came back or whatnot. She was just telling people that she just got suspended because she was with me, but that's the reason why she came back. Who told this bitch that? I don't know. This bitch was making up shit off top of her head or whatnot. And I was telling Lucinda that's not true. And I told Lucinda what happened, and she was like, okay, that makes more sense, because I told Lucinda from the beginning that I was only getting a week off and then I was going to be able to come back or whatnot. So yeah, y'all, that's what happened. And Camry, I didn't have Camry on Facebook at all. I didn't have her on Facebook, so I never seen Camry ever again. Like, from that day that she pulled the fire alarm and we ended up getting in trouble, I never seen Carrie after that. So that's the ending of this story time, y'all. And that, I don't even know what to title this. Like, I don't even know what to title this story time. This is one of my most embarrassing story times ever. I really hope and pray you guys like this video or whatnot. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do like it or whatnot. And if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are already subscribed to the channel, make sure you turn on your post notifications. And for the people who already have their post notifications turned on, go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on, because people been saying that they have their post notifications turned on, but YouTube still does not notify them when I post. So go ahead and turn it off and then turn it back on, and it should be, I don't know what YouTube doing, y'all. I really don't know. I love you guys so much, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.